Well, Oak Street, it's all happening at last. We had the big drilling machine, which is still on site. Now we've got a bloody massive crane, so I'm assuming that sooner or later they're going to turn up with bits of concrete to stick in the ground. We have got action at long last. No sign of concrete at the moment. I'm assuming the crane is costing a fortune and not sitting there doing that. So things are progressing. I mean, it must cost a fortune that to have it stand there doing nothing. Well, the high street side, no wonder it takes so long, because yeah, that's right, you can't see anybody working, not a soul in sight. Well, it never gets done if somebody doesn't get out here and do something, does it? And down High Street, all the cars are back again on double yellow lines, on the pavement, throwing all the bollards away, which doesn't make a single bit of difference to Cheshire East. They'll still come and fine you. But you can't walk down here, and if you're in a wheelchair or something, then you're knackered. This is all because they closed Oak Street car park. And that's got to be a good one, hasn't it? Outside the council offices, somebody's put a tent there. I'm assuming they're homeless. That's really good. To do these plants, it must be costing a bloody fortune to do these frigging plants. They have to have a bloody lifty up thing, and they come and do them, and they've got contractors in the car park, because the condensation's is unbelievable and all the paint's coming off, so nothing's going right this morning. We're on the car park, January, and we've got all these flowers out. Not particularly spectacular, but they are all out. Don't know what they are exactly, but these spring, winter flowers.
You don't have to be scared. The police.
You refuse to give your details.
If you want, I call the police now.
You've been involved in an accident and you're refusing to give the details.
Don't. You can call the police. I'll wait for you.
Well, Goddard Street's still under traffic control, but there's no permit number. And they have finished the big dig. Now they did also find that when they did the big try that again. When they did the big dig, they also found that the drains were wrong, so they've had to pull all the actual drain covers up to redo them. So now we're in a situation where the cobbles have got to go back. But last time they did it, it lasted about 3 days. And then they did it again, and it lasted a week. And eventually they had to pay somebody fantastic money to come and do it, so we're stuck. I did mention a couple of weeks ago about the Japanese knotweed, because there was a new infection, what was it, 3 weeks ago now. Been on to the MP, who got onto planning deny all knowledge of it, now to do with them, don't want to know. Same applies to all the stones that were stolen, removed, whatever, at the back of West Street. Value was about £150,000. According to the council, nobody owns it. So on that premise, if nobody owns it, we can all go down there, get them stones and reuse them for our patios for free, because nobody owns it. We've been on to Guinness. Several people have. Are they telling people that there's Japanese knotweed on this site? By law they must, but they're refusing to answer anybody. We've asked the MP to contact them, because they must answer him, I would have thought, and he's refused. So this is a major problem that I don't think anybody's ever going to afford these, because they want £842 a month for 40% ownership. So you've got that gas, electric rates, blah blah blah. So you've got about £1,500 before you do anything. Well, something's got to be done about this knotweed. We keep fighting it because it can come back, as it's seen 2 weeks ago, and to get rid of it can cost you 30 grand. So if you buy an house not knowing that there's knotweed, you can get a £30,000 bill. It can wreck foundations, it can do all sorts. So we'll keep pressing on that one. Cheshire East don't seem to want to let us get bored, so they're closing Wisserson Road just to cause a bit of confusion. Won't let me getting bored and things like that. God knows what they're doing. Well, Goddard Street, they put all the cobbles back. I don't know how you can see on video. Some have got no gaps, some there's nothing, and it's like the Rocky Hills of Calcutta. These, there's nothing around these at all. Look at that. Get my foot in, right? You've got to see it to appreciate it. I mean, there's nothing round these at all. So I'm trying to get my foot in it, so that's wobbling with my bloody foot. And as you can see, it's nothing like even resembling bloody level, is it? If I sort of zoom in a bit on that, you can see how it's up and down like a bloody yo-yo. There's just nothing between the cobbles. And further up they had to replace this grid and that grid, so it's not quite such a big hole. Well, you can see it's all bodged up again. It's just chucked a bit of stone between them.
Job.
You can't see down. Hang on, let me stop. Right, we were explaining about this before one of our subscribers came and had a word. So they've had to change this grid because that was knackered. Totally put a brand new grid in here. And we've got the same thing where it's... You're supposed to have bitumen down it, but this, they just chucked a bit of old tat over it. So we're taking bets, how long will it last? And who remembers Alfred Hitchcock, The Bird? It's around by Asda. As they're invading the whole place, there's 3,000 of them, all lined up. All frightening. Well, the old art shop is now empty and all the signs have gone, so we've got another empty shop now. Well, a new firm that's doing the history centre, they've been here less than a week and they've hit the ground running. All this was concrete last Monday, Tuesday when I spoke to them, so we've cleared all this concrete ready for the build in under a week. So they're not wasting any time. They've got the same problem as the other ad, that the sound monitors and they're limited to the noise they can make because it interferes with the court. But virtually all the concrete's gone. They were just saying about the noise monitors. You can see these all the way around the building site. So if that records too much sound, then they come out from the courts and go mad over it. So you'll see them all the way around the site. On the other side, there's not a sign of great activity. There's a little digger at the back there, with a few people watching. But they're still saying this is going to be March, which is not surprising. Walk in front of the camera, I would, when nobody's doing anything. I'll just remind people, the 27th for 14 days, Delamere Street's closed. Now people are saying how exciting it is living in Crewe, because you leave your house in the morning and you want to go somewhere, and can you get there? There's that many roadworks and things. You never know when you go out whether you'll be able to get to wherever you're going or get back home. Well, the old tent's still outside Cheshire East. I thought they had really shifted it. Got to give him some brownie points, haven't you, cheeky son? Definitely highlight the problems. I'm telling you, my house has got a bit of scaffolding. I don't know where they're going with it or what they're doing, whether they're just doing the windows or something. Well, Gatefield Street's now open, sort of. At least half of it is, anyway. So why they couldn't have done that in the first place, I don't know. But they've blocked off one side. As far as I'm aware, from what you can see, everything has been fixed. They've still got a bit of scaffolding at that house down there. But other than that, you can now drive down it. Well, they are digging up the road again in Goddard Street. Whether that's due to the fact that the other was a total budge up, but it was reported to Cheshire East. So perhaps Cheshire East have actually forced them to do something about it. So we'll wait and see when they finish buggering about as to whether they've fixed it. I mean, as it was, you know, it's just anything to discussing in your life. Kids could have done better. This doesn't look much better because he's not using bitumen, he's sticking any old bit in between the bricks. Well, this woodland by Flag Lane, we've mentioned it a couple of times because they did say they were going to make it into a play area, whatever, and nothing's transpired. But what we've got now is it's a fly tipping area. Well, you can see there's very clear paths, so people are using it. So why they don't open it and why they didn't, they did this massive advert and consultation about it and nothing's ever happened. And it's such a lovely little space in the middle of Crewe. And it's just near town, so you could come here for your dinner and what have you. And it's just so unique, and it's just left for rack and ruin. I'm just looking at the car park by the Crosy Club, and there's hundreds of bloody cars in here. There must be literally hundreds. So everybody's going in here instead of the multi-storey car park. I wonder why that is. And we're just swinging around looking at the Crosy Club again. And obviously things have got worse because this fence is now down. All the windows are smashed. More windows there smashed. There's a squirrel. There's a thing there to get so you can climb in there, and they've cleaned the window quite nicely so you can get in. Broke that down so you can get to it. Don't know why they bothered, because you can just walk around anyway. Plenty of seats. Trying not to break my neck. Nice seat there just to help you to get in. And the end of the building looks as though it's all about to come down. So they did secure that one and left the rest, so why they're doing nothing with it, and very often it's the case that they hope somebody will burn it down because it saves them on demolition, it saves them a bloody fortune on demolition. Well, I've got a bit of fresh graffiti on the boarding. Again, you can't read what the hell it says, but that seems to be the latest game. I'm just looking at Oak Street through a little corner in High Street. So we've got the drilling machine, so see how far that's going down. So quite what they're doing, because what they're doing is putting these sheets of metal down, so reinforcing it, so whatever they're going to do in that bloody big hole, and it is a bloody depth they're going down. People in Australia will be complaining. You go a bit further down, see if we can see anything better. I also think again in the High Street we've got the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with orange on, watching 2 with green jackets on, doing whatever they're doing. So again they're putting this bloody great wall. They seem to be spending more time and money on this wall than actually getting a footpath in and fixing it. And again we've got hundreds of these brick things. So it's something else that seems to be taking absolutely forever. Why they actually need to close the road, because that's causing half the problems. Once again, down High Street itself, all the cones are out. Today there's nobody parking on it. Cheshire used to be a bit upset because they're charging anybody that parks on double yellow lines and on the pavement. They're a bit disappointed with that. A bit further around we can see what they're doing, and putting these plates, looks as though they're all going all the way down. The height of the plates is 20 or 30 foot and they're pushing them all the way in. So what they're going to do, I thought they'd be just putting concrete in. A bloody big crane. So they're not actually digging a hole, they're sort of drilling the hole and then just putting these plates in from that. Other than that there's not a lot happening, so quite what the plates are for, unless they're going to put concrete down it. We'll have to see what develops. Well, BT is still working on moving all those cables so 2 foot so they can put a bloody sewer in. They said they're going to be here for weeks. What they've now actually boarded off the footpath. So you come down and now I've got to walk on the road to get to farm food. Because the original fencing was there and now they've come here. So that's not good. Eaton Street, weeks after the storm, nobody's shifted a brick, have they? The old mysterious shop here is at the window smashed. It's a total mystery that it's been like this for years, isn't it? Nobody ever comes, never open. Nobody knows who owns it or what they're doing. And somebody's obviously smashed the way in. Well, back at Gatefield Street, the house that caused all the problems with the road closure, they all got a nice new roof and the chimney seems safe now, so mark that as a job done.